they could have new friends and see old friends, and I wanted to just tell you, for visitors, just a little bit about Beulah's Place, and then tell you all the updates and things that are happening that are very positive, not only for Redmond, but for all of us. So Beulah's Place is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we rescue at-risk homeless teen boys and girls that are in danger of trafficking, criminal predators, abandonment, neglect. And I apologize for my voice. I've been doing a lot of radio interviews very early in the morning. And so what we do is we make sure that they finish high school with us, if they haven't already completed it with GED or diploma. We also make sure that they get and maintain viable employment through our business partners in the communities that are willing to hire them. And so we help them get the interview. They have to earn the job. Once they have done that, in about 3 to 5 months, they are ready to go independent. And what we mean by that is become a roommate, possibly rent a weatherized garage or trailer or whatever it is, and then they can keep themselves sustained with minimal to no assistance at all. That means no extra ER visits, no extra emergencies, things like that. And so to date, we have housed in safe houses, which are volunteer homes, 38, graduated 38 through the house program. 5 of those have gone to college. 2 of them graduated this year. 1 3 times on the dean's list at COCC. So, woohoo for the kids, right? And then we have, all of them have completed high school, and they all find a way to give back to community. One of our young gals spoke a few years back when you gave us that beautiful donation at the Vintners dinner. And so we have just amazing success when these kids have the intercession that we can provide. So we have been 11 years this month, and we are still all volunteer driven. We have no staff, no paid employees. Everything we get goes directly to the kids and the programs. So we are finding that we need more college start scholarships, and so we're working on that. But then we took a huge leap, and we bought a building. Some people get candy, and other people get cookies, but we bought a building. And it's the Old Boys and Girls Club in Redmond. We do serve all of Central Oregon, no matter how the kids come to us. Our hope is that sometime next year we will open as the first at-risk homeless teen center, or teen center directly dedicated to that population, so that they have a place to come that's safe, that's clean, where they can be fed, they can get clothing, they can get on-site job skills training with our mini thrift store that we're going to open, and also have recreation that's not cellular related, so that they enhance their communication and social skills, which a lot of times fall to the wayside when you're on the streets and you're just trying to make it. So we want to make sure that they have a lot of interaction with the community. And we have 4,000 square feet, and we are taking one section at a time, renovating as we get donations and labor and dollars. So we raised $120,000 in 4 months when we purchased the building, and we had to replace the roof, which was an extra $30,000 as part of the deal. And Craft 3 came in, and we were so grateful to them to give us a short-term loan, which we are still in the process of raising capital for and paying off. But that will be a permanent place for our kids that feel lost and don't know who to talk to if they don't have safe people in their life. All of our kids took to the streets because it was safer than where they came from. And the streets are not friendly. So we want to make sure that we can provide this center that ideally would open in the morning like 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., make sure we get them fed, warm, clothed, whatever they need for school or work. Maybe have a break in the middle depending on volunteers or if we have money for staff. And then open after school and stay open till 10 or midnight at night, where they are the most vulnerable for predators. And we'll talk about that in a moment. So these kids then have some place to be without being prey for predators, and also without causing trouble because they don't know what else to do. And the kids that choose to be on the street for rebellious reasons then start influencing our kids that wouldn't normally do things if they had a choice. So we want to give them that choice and make sure that they understand this community loves them, even if they don't know them, by having this building be a permanent part of Central Oregon. So we're working on that. We are going to have a coffee platter there November 22nd. And I'm really excited because we weren't sure if we'd get the plumbing fixed, and we did. Woohoo! So when you drink the coffee, you'll be able to use the restrooms. Now we're going to try working on the kitchen. We need a stove, and we need a refrigerator, and we need things like that, but we're going to get there. So one step at a time, but I will tell you this. My husband and I committed to not opening that building until it was ready. We're not going to do anything halfway because I will not look those kids and say, sorry, we have to close now. Which is why we didn't go into a rental situation. We never wanted someone to pull the carpet out from under that program. And we love co-oping with Jericho Table, J-Bar J, and other organizations to make sure that the teens in this community feel like they have a future here or a future somewhere else. I understand that, as some of you know. I came from that background. I was sex trafficked for 17 years, from 6 months old to 17 years old. And there wasn't a place for me. There wasn't a place to run to, especially back then in the 60s. Nobody even talked about it. They didn't even have a term for it. So by the age of 5, that was my first attempt at suicide because the abuse and the other things were so bad. I thought, I'll just end it because it would be better than being alive. And yet God in His mercy had a great plan because I looked at this huge sky and I thought somebody had to make that. Somebody must be bigger than the pain I'm going through. And in that moment as a little kid, I decided if I lived long enough, I would do whatever I was called to do. And many years later, more than hands and feet later, here we are. So I went through college, went through law school. Education was very important to me because it was structured, but it also was affirmation. I didn't have anyone saying, hey, good job, or hey, you're smart, or hey, you know, you can do whatever you want to do, because I didn't think I was much at that time. And so through business and other things, I learned skills and I learned how to communicate with people, and I also learned that I wanted to give back desperately to kids that didn't have the opportunities that I had because they didn't even know they could make that choice. So at Beulah's Place, our plan is to grow and expand and include the 14 to 19-year-olds because we've helped reduce suicide in the 18 to 20-year-old range, but the 14 to 19 is super vulnerable. Sometimes they don't even give us a chance to intercede, and we want them to know before you do that. Please talk to us. Please talk to someone. Here's a safe, neutral place. All you have to do is just come in and then take it from there. So that's our goal for the building. Our vision is to, we have several states that would like to have our program in them. We just don't have the dollars to create the pilot program yet, but hopefully we will have that soon. Because of our success rate, 92% success with these teens that are housed and then go through our program and go independent of staying independent and being able to solve their own problems and pursue their own dreams and their goals and still stay connected with community. So we may be little, but we fight hard. And because of donations and support from the community, this is how we continue to go. It costs us about $1,800 per teen to do that because of the time involved and being able to give them, if they come with just a bag, they need more help. If they come with a few things and they have some skills, it's a little different. And the boys are harder to come forward, so the majority of our clients are female, but we are open to all teens and we have no judgment. Doesn't matter where they've come from, what they look like. If they need us, we're there. So that's where we're at. A couple of the things that are new to us, we have some new tools. I don't know if you've heard of the movie Ring of Silence, but it is one of the best portrayals of how stealth-like sex trafficking is among the junior high, high school, college level. It shows how young people are recruited to recruit other young people, but the story is well done. As a survivor, the producer and director have given Beulah's Place the right to distribute, to show, to offer that movie for all communities or any individual who would like to see it. It is a great preventative measure, and the state of Michigan has put it in all its schools, and it is a wonderful way for people to see a tough subject, but also understand the pervasiveness of what happens in every community. Out of the $160 billion in human trafficking globally, $99 billion is sex trafficking. In the U.S., it's 34 billion. But the good news is there is hope. I wouldn't be here, otherwise, if I hadn't had some intercession. And we as a community in Central Oregon do a great job of reaching in and doing good for the community. And so we're hopeful that our community will be able to say, not here, not anymore. This has got to stop and continue to be the example. And to that end, because we have been a great example, I have the opportunity to speak on Capitol Hill next month in Washington, D.C. with the Alliance to End Human Trafficking, of which I'm one of the 3 founding members. Our goal is to get a collective national voice against human trafficking. And this is the start. We have tools, we have education, we have a way to create greater awareness. And so we will have a number of groups, a number of nonpartisan legislators there. We will have the press. And of course, I'm bringing one of our teens that we're raising money for to come with me, and she will speak on behalf of our community and the youth and where she came from. And she is the one going to university because she's been accepted everywhere she's applied, because she's worked so hard in her life. And when we got her, we didn't think she would live long enough for us to help her because she was so sick. And we didn't have money for urgent care. But you know what? Everybody chooses a path, and she chose a great path. She wants to go pre-law because she said, Andi, if I take care of myself and I have dollars, I can help anybody I want. I mean, how great is that? One of our girls donated her kidney to her drug-addicted mother that had bounced her out of the house because no other kid in that family by different fathers qualified or was matched, and she just felt it was the right thing to do. 19-year-old girl. That's a big gift. So these kids have so much to offer. They're just in a bad place. Are there kids that do choose to just couch surf? Of course. Like any other population, there are those that simply don't want to abide by the rules. I get calls like that every week. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to finish school. They don't want to be accountable. They don't fit our program. But we will always offer food and clothing no matter what if a young person needs it. Because those are the basics. We all need that. One of the other things, and I so wish the box had come today so I could have shared some with you, A Fragile Thread of Hope. This is a proof copy, but this is my book that I wrote with my writer, Kay Farish, who did an amazing job of interweaving 4 of the stories from our youth here in Redmond and Bend, and also a little bit of my story. The book gives hope to the situation, but it also allows people to understand who these kids really are and what really happens and how they overcome. So we're very grateful to have something useful. Part of the proceeds from this book go to children who have been victimized by sex traffickers or just child abuse in general. So we want to make sure we give the money back to the ones who have struggled to survive and have succeeded, and also help those that we have yet to rescue. So the book and the movie, those are ways that, those are a couple of tools that we're going to use. But we're also trying to find more grants, like Jericho Table. We've had kind of a lean year for some reason, but it's okay. We're gonna make it work. We always do. But if you haven't already voted and would like to vote for us for the Redmond Spirit Foundation Award so we can help pay that building off and expand our services and open it, that would be great. I have slips of paper up here and would love to have you guys just nominate us to win that. As far as simple things, you guys do a great job of helping the community. We always need labor. We always need things like, toilet paper, paper towels, paper drive, something simple. And then, of course, cash is always good. But more than anything, the fact that you continue to affirm our program and support us, we are really grateful, because the more you know, the more you can share. And if you can share it and feel good about it, then I've done my job, and more kids will be rescued in this town. They don't have a chance if we don't step in. And so I just want to tell you how much it really means for you guys to do what you do. And you probably don't get thanked enough, but for a smaller organization like myself that doesn't get the big dollars because we're kind of stealth, and even though we're doing a lot of promotion and stuff, there's a lot of competition for dollars. And we don't have a staff. We don't have the things that other places have. but we also don't make excuses. Like we tell our kids, there's always a reason not to get up. There's always a reason not to show up. But if you get up and you show up, you've won half the battle. The rest is up to you. So I appreciate you all, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm not sure what the time is, but if I didn't railroad you completely. Yes, ma'am.
Do the kids get mental health services as well?
Usually they have that covered through OHP or the DHS. If they don't, we do network them. We have some counselors that want to volunteer regularly, like pro bono once the building opens. I just can't send a counselor to a private home, so that's been the issue there. But most of our kids, or if they're in NA or AA meetings, they're very diligent about it. They are all about being healthier once they are fed regularly, they shower regularly, and they have worked a little bit, and they understand what it takes to get through in life. They never ask for favors. It's hard enough for them to ask me for food when they're low. So they're very fiercely independent once they get a little mojo behind them. So yeah, good question. Any
other questions? Thank you very much, Andi.
All right.
Appreciate it.